not create passive income? Because when it rains, it what? Pours. Y'all know what it is there, right? When it rains, it pours, right? And some of us might not have a backup plan. And I know that it was my responsibility to make sure that my family has a backup plan. Fast forward now, both me and my wife work completely from home. We own rental properties down in Delaware at the shores, rental properties also in Pennsylvania. We trade full-time in the foreign exchange market, which is what you guys are going to learn about today. I'm a financier. I believe in financial education and financial literacy. I did have an undergraduate in business. It was a complete waste of my time. I'm not against college, but just understand, for me, it was a complete waste of my time and a waste of money. Things have changed. How many know that things have changed?
Yes.
Things have changed. I remember growing up, and maybe you guys could relate with me, your father would be the only breadwinner. Mom could stay home and everything was okay. Then I remember somewhere around like 10 or 11 years old, hearing my father had a conversation with his with my mother and tell her, you know what, you're gonna have to get a job. We can't handle just me working. Now, I remember hearing that. It was normal for me to see mom always cooking, cleaning the house, but for the first time, mom had to go out the door, you know? And I'm like, wow, what's happening, right? So now 2 streams of income, right, had to sustain a family. But now we're living in an age that not even 2 streams of income can sustain our family. Y'all hearing what I'm saying, right? And so I believe in developing multiple streams of income. Guys, we can switch the slide. And I'm going to share some very important information. This man has created a paradigm shift in my life. I got tons of his literature. I've also been through a few of his workshops and seminars that I've flown out to. He's one of the top authors, real estate investors, and financier experts. Is Robert Kiyosaki. Has anybody ever heard of Robert Kiyosaki?
Yes.
The book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right?
Yeah.
Man, amazing book, right? He wrote another book called The Cash Flow Quadrant. And in this book, he teaches us 4 ways in which we can make money. 4 ways. Now, this book, if you go and look at my book, I've done toured through the pages. I got notes everywhere, highlights everywhere, because it really put me in a place where do I want to start earning my money from, right? What quadrant is that? The first quadrant I want to talk to you guys about is the employee quadrant, or the E quadrant. 60% of the world's population earns an income in this quadrant. Right, and how do they make money? They exchange their time and effort for money. That means they work for it. One of the major things that I've learned in the financial industry, because money has its own language, is that the #1 wealth killer, and Robert Kiyosaki has taught this, thank you, appreciate it, has taught this over and over again in many of his literatures and workshops, is the #1 wealth killer, guys, is taxes. It's taxes. I never really understood it until now. I've become an investor and I realized the power of taxes, right? Even now I'm working with my accountants and preparing my taxes for next year. Why? Because I don't want Uncle Sam to recapture my wealth, right? And so taxes is the #1 wealth killer. Has anybody ever worked overtime, you know, maybe 30 hours more overtime? Then you look at your check and you're like, wait a minute. Did y'all forget I worked 30 hours here? It seemed like they taking more money from us, right? Well, it ain't no magic trick, guys. They are, right? Because Robert Kiyosaki teaches that the highest tax quadrant there is the employee. So now let's do the math. 2 + 2 = 4. If taxes is the #1 wealth killer and the employee is the highest tax quadrant by default or by system, the employee is not set up to build any type of generational wealth. Is that making sense?
Yes.
The second highest tax quadrant is the self-employed. Now, I used to be self-employed too as well. I used to do photography. I ran a good wedding and cinematography business. But look at this, 35% of the world's population earns an income in this quadrant. Now, the self-employed, they are the second highest tax quadrant. They pay what is called FICA taxes, which is something that the other 2 quadrants do not pay. So, of course, they can get away with write-offs and writing off expenses, and they can recapture most of their wealth. We know that, right? You know, they can write off, gas and, whatever it may be. But the employee can't do any of that. And so Robert Kiyosaki teaches that the whole left side of this quadrant is the 95% that only own 5% of their money. The self-employed includes doctors, lawyers, mechanics, people who own pizza shops, whatever it may be. Now, they got money, but they don't really have time to show for it. How many know that time is the most expensive thing? Most expensive thing. And so 95% of the world's population is the whole entire left side. So Robert Kiyosaki teaches that we gotta cross over to the other side. We gotta go to the right side. Who's on the right side? Starting off in the B quadrants, the business owners, they've learned how to develop, invest in assets and develop systems and have people working for them. So they leverage people, right? They're the total polar opposites of self-employees, because self-employees, they work for themselves. But business owners learn how to leverage people to work for them. They're not in there flipping the burgers, they own the McDonald's. Is that making sense, right? And so we'll talk about that near the end of this presentation, how you can become a business owner and leverage people to develop a passive stream of income. But the majority of this conversation today is going to be about becoming an investor. Now, Robert Kiyosaki teaches that only 1% of the world's population are truly investors. I'm going to share this with y'all, and then I'm going to get out the way, because I could get into a whole tangent about this. There's two types of investors. There's passive investors and active investors. So when I'm talking about investor, I'm not talking about someone who goes to JP Morgan and just hands all their money over and says, created me a diversified portfolio, and here's all my money created, give me a 401k. Those are passive investors. Those are 95%. Those are most of the self-employed lawyers, doctors, that's what they do. They just hand their money over because they don't have time to learn how to actively invest, right? And so they just hand their money over to somebody. Their money is controlled under account management, right? They can't pull out their 401ks without some type of violation, some type of rules. Guys, that's not investing. That's not investing at all. A real investor is someone who's actively involved, who's 100% profitable, and has control of their money anytime. They can liquidate it anytime. They have access to it anytime. And so when we're talking about active investors, that's the 1%ers that are truly active, the ones who are willing to take that risk and say, you know what, I'm going to place my money here, but I'm in charge of that money. No one's going to take control of that money. The benefits about the B and I quadrant, which is the right side, the most are probably paying taxes about 15%. Employees are paying anywhere from 27 to about 34%. You know, so here's a little quick math. If the employee earns $100,000 this year and the investor earns $100,000 this year, who made more money? The investor. The investor also can drop down his taxes all the way down to zero. This year I didn't pay no taxes because there's a way around the system. When you invest, there's privileges. And you got to understand who created this system. The B&Is created this system. They created this system, this quadrant, so that it can benefit them at the end. And so real quick, guys, as we get ready for the next speaker, I hope you guys keep an open mind. Keep an open mind, right? Because information, the age that we're living in right now is the age of information. Information is a wealth transfer. And a closed mind is the greatest liability. We live in an age of information. You don't need a college degree to be successful. I'm a witness to that, even though I do have a college degree. I just paid off mostly all my student loans from my investments and my businesses. So you don't need a college degree to be successful. I'm not against college. If you guys, I do respect if you went to school and everything, as long as you followed your passion. I didn't follow my passion. I just followed what my parents told me to do. Funny thing is, my parents are broke. You can't take advice from people who don't have the results you're looking for, right? And so one day I was out in my garden. For some reason, wanted to create a hobby because I was bored with my life. And I said, I'm gonna try to do a garden, like, grow some tomatoes or something, man. And I gave it a shot and did really bad. My uncle gave me instructions and he told me what to do, and I didn't listen. And but I started to research online. And one of the biggest things that I kept finding is the articles that kept saying that one of the biggest mistakes that amateur gardeners do, like myself, is they plant good seed in bad soil. They plant good seed in bad soil. They said bad soil don't allow enough light to come in. Bad soil doesn't allow the seed to be cultivated, stunts its growth. And so one of the major things, one of the most biggest pivotal changes in my life started to happen was I changed my environment. And I started to surround myself around people who had the results that I'm looking for. I surrounded myself around people who own property, people who invest, people who know how to trade, people who know how to make 6 figures in the markets, right? Because all my life, since I was in high school all the way up, even into college, I was taking advice, though I loved them dearly, people very close to me, like my uncles and them. I was taking advice from people who did not have the results I was looking for. Is that making sense? So the gentleman I'm going to introduce you guys is someone who's impacted my life, especially when it comes to the trading industry. Someone who has taught me a lot in this market and taught me exactly what the banks are doing with our money. And someone who definitely has a result. This gentleman, I mean, I admire him, man. He's traveled in over 20 countries in the last 10 months. You know, he can only do that because he's not married. And, but, he's a great man. He loves helping people. And that's one thing, when I first met him, that's all he was about, was helping, was trying to show me the ropes and show me. And all I ask you guys is stay open, keep an open mind as I introduce to you guys Eric Sawyer, born and raised out of West Philadelphia.
All right.
Can we give it up to Pastor Jonathan? As he said, my name is Eric Sawyer, born and raised. The playground is definitely not where I spend most of my days, right? I say that all the time, but I definitely wasn't born in West Philly, in North Philly. So, I heard him say West Philly, but North Philly. Guys, so it's Memorial Weekend, and y'all here learning how to make money. Let's give y'all self a hand clap. Right? Learn what the banks do with your money. So this is a clicker. We can just click. Oh man, it's about to go there. I got a clicker. Okay. All right, we upgraded. Right? We like Beyonce up here. Right? So look, I'm gonna just give y'all a little background on myself. Like I said, I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I grew up with a single mother, raising 4 kids by herself. Trying to make ends meet, not realizing that ends don't meet. That's why they call them ends, right? Mm-hmm. So as my mom raising us, I wanted to help my mom. So what I went and did was, go to school, get good grades, graduate, and then get a good job with 401k. That's what I wanted to go through. How many people been sold that story at a young age, right? How many people want a refund? Right, like on that. So that's what I learned. And what I did, I went to go get my first job, and I started working at Target. This was my first job, like trying to figure out the corporate America world. I got $7.25 an hour. So after working at this job, busting my butt, we was just in Target earlier with me and one of my business partners. So after busting my butt, working so hard at Target, it was time for them to give me my raise, right? Can anybody guess what they gave me for my first raise? She raised her hand first. 10 cents? I'm gonna give you $50 after the meeting, all right? So look, give it up for her. She got it right. She raised her hand. All right, so yeah, they gave me 10 cents. I felt so disrespected. I felt like so bad about it. I'm like, really? Like I bust my butt day in and day out. Every time they call me, even when I'm sick, I'm coming to this job. I can be all the way in North Philly. My job was in Abington. I worked in the Target up Abington. So I'll be in North Philly, chilling on the steps with my friend. They call me, I hop right on the bus, on the 55, go to Brunel, and you hop on the 55, and they go all the way to Abington. Stop everything that I'm doing. And I was always there for this job, and then they decided to give me 10 cents. So I felt disrespected. I wanted to go walk out the job. This was my first job ever, but I wanted to walk out the job. My boy stopped me. He was like, bro, you can't go, because it's going to make us look bad if you don't sign this paper saying that we gave you the raise. I said, you stopped me to say that? You know what I'm saying? He ain't stopped me to tell me to say that. Stopped me to tell me, make sure you sign these papers. Right? So I said, all right, you know what? I realized the jobs don't care about you. They don't care about the food that's on your family table. They don't care about, like you getting sick. I had one job tell me I need to be in for work on a day that I'm usually off. So when I started the job, I told them, look, I need these days off, and it was cool with it. They was fine with it. I never had to work these days. Somebody had to go to court, and they switched my schedule without telling me. My son had to go to the dentist that night. I'm like, why didn't you even tell me that, you was going to switch my schedule when I don't have nothing to do when I'm going to court. I got stuff planned. So this goes to show you that jobs don't really care. You're just another number to them. You're just an extra body to fill that void. And when I started realizing this, I started to, take initiative to go out there and find other ways to make money. So, guys, this is what happened, right? My mom's house got shot up. My mom's house got shot up. Like, my brother and his friends got into some trouble, and I get chilled every time I talk about this. My brother and his friends got into some trouble. They came back and they shot up my mom's house. And I thought I had it made. Why? Because after I quit Target, I went to go work at a maintenance job making $11.75. We drove past that job the day earlier. Like both of my jobs. So I went past to this job. I went past that job, but earlier on in my life when I was making $725, I said, you know what, it gotta be something out there better. I found something that I was making $11.75. I thought I had it made. Guess what I was doing? I got, you know, a 2-bedroom apartment for me and my son. I got a little hoopty. I was always there Fridays, right across the parking lot, getting girls 2 for $20. Getting them 2 for $20, thinking I had it made. You know, feeling like Beyonce, let me upgrade you, boo. Come on, let me come on out with it. Look, you can get the mozzarella sticks, a Long Island, whatever you want, right? Look, I get $11.75. Go ahead and get that Long Island. So look, I thought I had it made, right? I thought I had it made, and when life happened to me and my mom's house got shot up, I realized that I wasn't in a position to help my mom. Even me and all my brothers and sisters wasn't able to come together and be like, here you go, Mom. You don't have to live in the hood no more. You don't have to worry about your house getting shot up no more. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about that. I wasn't able to do that. Why? Because I was just living paycheck to paycheck, focusing on my own bills, worrying about myself, and not even able to help the people that I love and care about, that I claim I would die for. Right? So that didn't sit right with me. So that same night, I went to the bathroom, and then I went to the kitchen to get a glass of water. I didn't even drink the glass of water, guys. I immediately went to the bedroom, and you know, I don't mean to get religious on y'all, but guess what? I believe in God. And I went to that bedroom, and I got on my knees, I started praying and asking God for an opportunity. And saying, God, can you please send me an opportunity? Can you please send me something in my life that can help me change my situation? Mm-hmm. I knew it was just a lack of information that was going to change it. So the next day, somebody called me. Law of attraction. Next day, somebody called me and said, hey, come take a look at this meeting. Just like somebody invited y'all out tonight, somebody invited me out to come take a look at that meeting. And I said, you know what? I can't make it. Now, this is why I told them I can't make it, right? Because I had a Chevy Impala, which was hoopty, and it was always overheating, right? I couldn't get to the supermarket without my car overheating. I could get to work down the street, but I would hop on a bus just to get to the supermarket. And I know my neighbors were like, why he drive work but catch the bus to the supermarket? Like, that's like, what is wrong with this? I know somebody on the block was thinking that, right? And I told her, look, I cannot make it because the meeting was in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I lived in Mountain area. I said, I cannot make it. My car will overheat and blow up, right? So she was like, okay, cool, no pressure. Told me that she'd call me back. So I said, all right, God, what am I going to do? I just prayed for an opportunity. You send me an opportunity and I'm like avoiding it. I'm telling the person I can't make it. So immediately a story came to my head of a man drowning. And some of y'all probably heard this story before. And it goes like, a man was drowning, a rowboat came by, he said, no, go ahead, God got me. Then a motorboat came by, he said, no, go ahead, God got me. Then a helicopter came by, he said, no, go ahead, God got me. The man ended up drowning, got to heaven said, God, why didn't you send help for me? God said, I sent help for you 3 times. You denied it all 3 times, and now you did. So it's like, how many of us is drowning financially, and somebody throws a financial lifesaver, and we kick it away because of our pride or our ego, right? But this is what people don't understand. Ego is not here to serve you. Your ego is your enemy. Your ego is here to destroy you, right? A person with a big ego usually got a small bank account, right? So I said, let me call her back. I called her back and said, you know what? I'm going to fill these antifreeze jugs with water. Come on, I know some of y'all did this before. I said, I'm going to fill these antifreeze jugs with water. I'm very transparent. I'm going to fill these antifreeze jugs with water, and if the car starts overheating, I'm going to pour it water in the cooling tank, right? And we're going to make it in New Jersey. So guys, this is how I knew it was God. We got to New Jersey, Cherry Hill, from Mountain Area, and we stopped to go get her without the car overheating one time. The first time this ever happened. So I said, that had to be God. So once I got into the room, this is all I had to hear was a guy in the front. And, they was talking about he was a millionaire and this and that. And, I was making $11.75 an hour. I couldn't really see $1 million for myself. And I was a little skeptical. But the worst combination is to be broke and skeptical, right? And that I was both, right? I was both. And I had to open my mind. And the way I did that the guy said one thing that opened my mind. He said that people make fun of him because he's from down south. And he say, I is this, I is that, because that's how they talk down south. But he said, I'd rather sound like a illiterate saying I is rich than to be broke and educated saying I am poor. My heart started beating so fast. I was like, I got friends with a master's degree, 2 bachelor's degree, 2 master's degrees, with a bachelor's degree, and their bank account still looking like gas prices. So what's the point? Right? So I had to have an open mind to get to where I am today. So what I did, guys, I got started in that business. I took my last $200. I ate oatmeal and bananas for the rest of the week until I got paid, just to get started on this journey that led me here. So with this information I'm about to show y'all guys, I just asked everybody, like Pastor Jonathan said, please have an open mind, because the most expensive thing you can own is a clean mind, right? So basically what we do, guys, is foreign exchange, cash currencies, right? And foreign exchange is basically trading currencies in the foreign exchange market. You buying low, you selling high. You basically betting on what economy is going to do better than the other economy. Foreign exchange is not really that hard to understand once you get the proper education, right? So the reason I got into this, I was working at Thomas Jefferson Hospital making $30 an hour. And when I was working at this hospital, I realized that I didn't have the time and freedom that I wanted. I realized that I was always working from 8 to 5. And I met a friend, he was 23. He was 23. And he said he was trading Forex. I'm like, for your ex? Like, you know, what is he talking about? Like, what is you doing? He said, I'm trading currency. And I said, okay, well, tell me about what you're doing. Like, how much money are you making? Because I want to know how much money you're making. So, you know, he told me, he said, look, I made 6 figures in the last 6 months. I'm like, 6 figures in the last 6 months? I said, all right, look, show me how to get started, right? Because I wanted to travel more. Like Pastor said, I traveled to 30 plus different countries since 2017. So I love to travel. I wanted to have my time and freedom. I wanted to spend more time with my loved ones, more than I spend time with people at my job that I barely even like. So what I did, I got started. I took advantage of the opportunity, and I want to be transparent with y'all. I lost $12,000. Yeah, because I got into it without the education. I got into it without this company that I'm about to show y'all. And I got into the market thinking I knew it all by myself, and I wanted to be hard-headed, and I lost it. I didn't lose $12,000 all at once. It was 200 here, 300 here, 500 here, you know, 400 here. And I was working at Thomas Jefferson Hospital, so I had some money coming in, and I would pay 200 every week. Every time I got paid, I would pay 200, 300, 500 in the account, and it added up. And y'all don't want to be that person, losing $12,000 just because you want to skip, you know, a monthly fee, you know, of $100 and something, right? So if I would have, you know, been able to go back and change this, I would have went with this opportunity. But I didn't even know about the opportunity. I just knew about Forex. So also, guys, we got cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. Everybody, you know, I know y'all hearing the Bitcoin craze, like it's going up now. It went up to 20,000, over 20,000, then it came down. Now it's going back up. Bitcoin is the future. A lot of people don't understand that cryptocurrencies is really about to change the world, right? You can go to this. I was on Expedia, and it was letting me people buy flights with Bitcoin. Yeah, on Expedia. Also, when I was in New York, there was a bar that took Bitcoin. You can get drinks with Bitcoin. Yeah, so I'm like, y'all really think that this is not about to be something big? You know, you going, you know, get to it late, and it's going to be like, wow, I wish I would have, wish I could have, should have, would have, right? So the next slide, okay, I got the clicker, I keep on forgetting. God, can we give a hand clap for the leadership, really? And the reason why I want to give a hand clap for the leadership is because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today, right? Also with putting in hard work and effort. But the CEO, Principal Terry, he gave us this opportunity. He allowed us to have a chance to be able to understand the foreign exchange market, be able to get into the foreign exchange market and become profitable. This man is a nine-figure trader. He made over $100 million trading. So he is the Michael Jordan of this industry, right? If you want to learn from somebody, you want to learn from somebody like Christopher Terry. Why he made $100 million trading? There's a lot of people out here that's teaching things that they know nothing about, right? they have no results in it. There's a lot of books that you read that the people that wrote the book never been successful. So, guys, you have to learn from somebody that already did it. So I look at Christian material like the Michael Jordan Forex. If I want to learn basketball, I'm gonna go to Mike or LeBron. And if I want to learn golf, I'm gonna go to Tiger. Christian material is the Tiger of Forex, right? They told Tiger Woods he wasn't going to do it again. Look, he proved them all wrong, right? So then we got Isis De La Torre. She's actually the chief financial officer. That's his wife. And we gotta really give it all to her because she's the reason why he got into Forex. I mean, she's the reason why he got into Forex because she was working on Wall Street. She got every license known to man, everything. She's the reason why our company is running smooth. We're not breaking any laws or anything because she knows everything. She knows the books, right? She worked on Wall Street for years and ran it at the top level. So she told her husband, she said when she first met him, you know, he was talking to her, and she's like, who do you think you are? He was like, I'm the boss. And obviously, guys, he wasn't the boss because she took him out on their first date, right? Right? And then she told him, because he was broke, he needed to find something to do. And she told him about Forex, and he got into Forex, and he was able to make $100 million trading, able to start his own company. So I know she's happy for her husband now. And then we also got Alex Morton. He's our executive vice president. We got Von Tapia. These gentlemen are leading the way, showing people the vision, bringing people to understand that, you know, you can really win here. You can really learn how to trade. And what I love about Alex Morton, guys, is he was already making millions in the industry. He stopped in the industry of multi-level marketing. Why? Because he got tired of going from company to company and bringing people with him, and they end up garage qualified. A lot of people don't know what that is, but that's just a bunch of products in your garage that you can't get off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not throwing no shades at these companies with the lotions and potions, but a lot of people get in them and they can't sell them. Or a lot of people get in these travel companies and they don't even have time to travel, right? Because they got to work a job. So here we're teaching people, we're teaching people how to make money. That's it. We selling you money. This is what you're doing here. You're learning how to make money from your smartphone. You learn how to turn your smartphone into an ATM. And Alex Morton is seeing that the average person can come here and win, and that's why he got back into this industry. Even though he made multi-millions and he walked away from it because it didn't feel right with him. And that's the reason why after I joined this industry, I went to Jefferson and started working doing nutrition. I got tired. But when I found Forex and I seen that people can actually make money doing this, it was worth me spreading the word, right? So then we got Jason Brown, guys. Jason Brown is our vice president. I was just talking to him yesterday. This dude is our chairman 500 in the company. That means he's been able to help a lot of people. So when I first heard about Imarkets Live, I went to go fly to Jason's house. Jason was just a bartender in New Jersey. He used to be asking for tips and all that stuff like that. Yo, come to the club, buy a bottle, delivering sushi and pizza, right? Yes, that was him. And he lived in New Jersey. Every time I went past his Facebook, he would be talking like some motivation stuff. I'm like, what is this dude talking about? And I used to just scroll right past it, right? And he really became successful. And I said, yeah, bro, you like, really? What you doing? So I flew out to his house in Miami, and when I got there, I realized it wasn't a house. It was a mansion, right? And he had 3 kitchens. I said, bro, what you need 3 kitchens for? He had 3 kitchens in there. So he had 1 kitchen where it's supposed to be in the kitchen. He had 1 in the back. Then he had 1 in the backyard. A kitchen in the back. I was sitting on the table in the backyard, had a refrigerator and everything. I'm like, what's going on? So then to top it off, right? He had an angel spitting in the pool. like in a water fountain like this. Just spitting in the water fountain. I said, bro, you gotta sign me up right now. I said, look, if you show me what you're doing, I quit my job on the spot. Guys, he said, bro, I will show you what I'm doing. They recorded and everything. Everybody pulled out their phones and everything. I called my job, I quit. Right on the spot. No backup plan. I just quit. I just knew I was going to move. I knew if he can do it, I can do it. I knew it. I said, if he can do it, I can do it. I can make money trading. I can do it. So, Jason is really one of the reasons why I got started in the business. So, guys, then we got IML Academy. IML Academy is one of my favorite things. I really love trading. Trading is addictive, and I do it every time the market opens. Right? I get in with the charts, I start trading, I get on my phone, I love to trade. It's really something I have fun doing, and then I make money while I'm doing it, so it don't feel like work. But with IML Academy, it basically gives you 100 educational videos available in major languages, and then we got it in Forex and cryptocurrencies. But this is the foundation. This is everything that you need when you want to start learning how to trade, right? Because it go from beginner, immediate to advanced, and it teach you how to get into the market and become a profitable trader. It teach you how to understand the market. So this is what I love about Imarkets Live. They give you the education that you need instead of you going into the market trying to figure it out like yourself and losing $12,000 like I did. You were able to shortcut your success. Then we got IML TV. It's various live training videos. I'm nearly over 1,000 hours a month, and it's education. It's strong education. Why? Because it's expert traders that get on IML TV. They tell you exactly how to trade, why they trade in this way. They tell you what Fibonacci is. They tell you what price action is. They tell you what support and resistance is. They tell you what all that stuff is, and they take trades too, and they can actually tell you to get on the trades with them. So if they get an A+, you get an A+ too, right? Because they went in the trade, you went in it too, because you're taking the same as that trade. And it's recorded as well, so you can go back and keep on watching the videos. Guys, this is the IML marketplace, and I'm gonna tell y'all, like the Gold Cup is amazing. Gold Cup is amazing. Guys, Gold Cup is almost like undefeated, basically. How many people here made money with Gold Cup? Anybody? Look at all them hands, like, raise your hands, yeah. Money with Gold Cup. So, look, I'm gonna just ask you a quick question. Okay, how much money, what was the most money you made on Gold Cup?
My first 2 weeks when I bought Gold Cup, I had made $2,000.
Give it up for him. $2,000. Wow. It's possible. Who else made money off of Gold Cup? How much money you made on Gold Cup?
My first trade, I made $1,100 with the Gold Cup.
Wow, 1,100. 1,100. You can really supplement your income. Yeah, you can really supplement your income with these. Look, we about to blow y'all away, right? Look, I'm telling y'all, look. This is why I let us come. Look, I'm about to get hyped, right? Look, I'm about to get hyped. Because when you go into a lot of these rooms, a lot of people not making money. But these people are really making money. They not pay actors, I promise. Right? They not pay actors, right? I promise. Look, we got the next product, which is Swipecoin. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites too as well. Gold Cup and Swipecoin. They're both next to each other, one of my favorite products. Two of my favorite products. So, how many people made money off Swipecoin? Wow, okay. So, Sienna, right? I remember when I first met Sienna, she just lost her job. Where was you working at? Estee Lauder. Okay, and you was making pretty good money working at Estee Lauder. I know that company. So, now, you got into the company with me after you got fired from the Estee Lauder. What product did you get?
I started using Swipecoin.
That was the first product you started using, right? Now, can you tell them how much money you made?
Off of one trade, I made $350 basically overnight because I put the trade in before I went to sleep, and then I woke up the next morning and I had a big profit of $350.
Wow. Give it up for Sienna. And Sienna, your rent was how much?
My rent?
Yeah. $1,000, because she lived in New York, right? It was $1,000. She, now, was you able to pay your rent with the money you made from trading?
Yeah.
Give it up for
Yeah.
Sienna.
So my initial investment from getting started plus more.
Plus more. Awesome. Now, that's the story right there. She just asked me, like, hey, I want to make some money. I don't want to go back to work. And I said, okay, let's get started. Right? And she made money. She just followed instructions. Now, guys, so you, again, how much money you made in Swipecoin?
Oh man, first Swipecoin, I really didn't know what I was doing, and that's to be truthful. I was just only like a weekend, but when I learned it, actually with my first Swipecoin, I made like $150 in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes,
Wow.
And then I wanted to take another trade because I learned how to take my second profit, and that was about, I think it was, I really want to be concise, I think it was $4.45 or something,
Oh.
and that took an hour.
Okay, awesome. Guys,
But altogether, it was like
that's good
5.
money. That's good money. It took people a long time to make $445. You know, that's in an hour. That's good money. That's good money. Now, guys, this person right here, the next person that raised his hand, he's on my team. But the thing about it is, I love it because he's so quiet. He don't say nothing. You know, he's not into talking to people. He's not in the building. Now, obviously, you said, I think Patricia was telling me something about your job.
Yeah. So I'm looking at quits and looking.
Okay, awesome. Now, tell us, it was last week or the week before?
Yeah, last week.
Last week, tell the people how much you made and
I pulled it up so I can be accurate.
So he got the money on the thing if anybody wants to see. I'm just saying because we doing real stuff in this building.
Yeah.
So can you don't have to if they want to come up and show, but just say the number.
Sure, $7,690.96.
In 4 days. $7,400 in 4 days. And he got the proof too. So this he don't build. He don't do the company build the side. He just here. You know? He just here. He don't look. Right? Look. He just here. Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to hang out with y'all. Look, $7,000 introverted. This is people are really making money in this company. But they got Anthony, when I asked you what have you been doing to have these results, because I also asked him, I said, Anthony, now you can pay your membership with that money for years. Years, because in 12 months, the membership is only like $1,900 something for a whole year. He made $7,400. So he can pay for the membership for years, right? So I said, Anthony, what have you been doing to get them type of results? Can you talk?
Studying. Yeah, going on IML. I try to dedicate at least 2 hours a day to it.
That's it. Guys, if you want to learn how to trade, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to really study and learn and understand what you're doing to make that type of money. It's not going to come easy. But if you put 60 to 180 days into studying full on, trust me, you'll master the skill set. You'll never have to work for somebody ever again in your life. Right? So give it up for Anthony, guys. So, guys, we got other products too as well. And you know, I know people like, okay, they making all this money, how much is it to get started, right? So here are the packages, guys. We got the elite package is $325, and then we got the platinum package, which is $225. Now with the elite package, you get all the stuff. You get swipe coins, swipe trades, the high frequency forex, you get IML Academy, IML TV, Harmonic Scanner, night out session, Pip Talk, Web Analyzer, Gold Cup. You get all of them with this. But a lot of people say, hey, maybe I want to just start off small and come and get the IML Academy so I can learn, IML TV so I can learn, Harmonic Scanner, night out sessions, which is ran by our CEO. He give out his analysts and his forecast for the week. And I tell people, would you like to trade with a non-figure trader? They say, yes. He's giving you his game, right? Like how Michael Jordan, what if LeBron called you up or sent you an email saying, look, this is how I get to the hole. This is how I slam dunk, this is how I make these shots. That's what our CEO is doing, right? And this is way more, should be way more than 225. Should be way more than 225. I got people on my team that went to Forex seminars and people said they get started with $50,000. Yeah, and it's true. And the thing about it is not them trying to chip anybody. Once you learn the skill set, it's definitely worth that. It's definitely worth that if you want to put the time and effort into it. So guys, if you get a 225 pack, you can also add on stuff as well. You don't have to just go straight in for the elite pack. But this would be a monthly. If you go get the 225 pack, you'll be ended up paying $165 a month. If you want to add some add-ons, $179, $179, depending on what you add onto the monthly packages. Now, guys, I know some people say, look, I got an electric bill, I got a gas bill, I got a car bill, I got rent, I got food, I got all these bills, right? So I'm not trying to add on another bill, right? I'm not trying to add on another bill. The company said, hey, we understand that y'all have all these bills and y'all want to get rid of bills, not add more on. So they decided to say, look, if you refer 2 people, it's called your 2 and 3. How many people know 2 people that like them? All right, look, I tell the people that don't raise their hand, look, you're gonna need 6 to carry you at your funeral.
Right. Come on.
Right? Everybody should know 2 people that like you. And if you know 2 people that like you, you can refer them, and then that's what's gonna happen. The company gonna say, look, your membership is waived, you no longer have to pay. It don't matter what package you on. If you refer 2 people, your membership is now free, because every customer get a unique referral link, that's yours, and you can send them out to people, and if they get started, and they decide to use the products, and they have results because you're helping them, then guess what's gonna happen? The company will say, hey, you get your products for free. There's no limit to how many people you can refer. You can refer 4. Say if 2 decide to not do it anymore, then you still got 2 customers, so your service is still free. So guys, I want everybody to say optional.
Optional.
Say optional.
Optional.
Right. Guys, this is completely optional. This is completely optional. Now, this is a compensation plan, right? The company said, look, if you want, we understand you can get your 2 and free, but some people want to go beyond 2 and free. Some people want to go out there and tell the whole world. Some people want to spread the wealth, right? So the company said for the people that decide to do that, for the people that decide to lock arms with us and share this opportunity with as many individuals as they can, we decide to pay them residuals, right? So we got Platinum 150. Platinum 150 means that you refer 3 customers to the company. The company decides to give you $150 a month, $37.50 every single Friday. You never miss a payment, right? $37.50. People say, okay, $150, that's that ain't nothing, right? Let $150 be missing from your paycheck on Friday. Then you be in the office flipping over desks, right? And then $150 be sent to you there, right? Look, so $150 is definitely a lot, and we got some people that's P150 in the room. Is there any P150s in the room? Awesome. We got P150 back there. Give it a hand clap for the kid. He's definitely on his way to the next level, for sure. Everybody say next level. Next level. Next level. All right, so guys, right here for this next level, we got P600. Now, this is where you making some hard money. You making some $600, you can pay, gas bill, electric bill, phone bill, car note. You can pay a lot of stuff with $600, right? So the company said if you go and refer 12 customers, they will give you $150 every single week, $600 a month. This was also big for me because usually in other companies, you have to have a team the size of China to get $600 a month, right? Yeah, like to get $600, I was in a company like that. So now, guys, there's a lot of people at this level winning. Do we have any P600s in the room? Awesome. Can y'all come up to the front of the room? Can y'all get it up? This is a good rent, guys, right here. $600 a month can change somebody's lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. Pay for your rent.
All right, guys, so what I want y'all to do, I want y'all to basically give me your name, your background, and tell me what you like most about How Much Time. Start with you.
Okay, my name is Keisha Parker. My background is accounting. I have my MBA in accounting. And what I love about Imarkets Live is because it's an awesome system. And there are a lot of tools to help you become a profitable trader pretty quickly. And so people are winning. And that's what I love. And so when you can help people win, that's awesome. So I'm glad to be building a team across the country, here in Philadelphia, and even in South Africa. So guys, IML is amazing, and I love it. I love getting those weekly emails that said, you have just been paid. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. My name is Shamika Renee. I'm originally from Jersey, so I'm a Jersey girl for the heart. But I live in Philadelphia now. I'm definitely here to give value to this market as well. My favorite thing with IML, of course, is my IML instructors. I love them, like with everything, because that's what I did. I found my one, and I dealt with my one, and that's how I really became a profitable trader, by just dealing with the one. But I say to everybody that's here, with whomever, get back to that person, because not only will you be able to put yourself in retirement at the age of 25, 35, 40, but you'll put your parents in retirement and your children's children in retirement very early, very early. So legacy giving and value is what we are definitely going to do.
Go ahead, you got it.
What's up, guys? My name is Sienna. I'm 24 years old. I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I currently live in New York City. I think, well, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. Like you were saying before, I used to work for Estee Lauder. I lost my job last summer, and instantly got out. Like, I'm an introvert, like you were saying. Like, even it doesn't matter what type of background you have, your personality type. I just wanted to help people, and because of that, I've been able to, reach the rank of Platinum 600, which means I've helped 12 people, learn how to trade, and I have people on my team who are seeing even more success than I'm seeing trading. So I think that's what I really like about this, is that you can just help people, and the support that we have in the team is so strong that if you want it bad enough, you're going to get it regardless. So you just have to keep pushing.
Yeah, give it up for our future So now we're gonna say next level.
Next level.
Right? So next level is P1000, guys. Now this is where you starting to make some money, right? You starting to make some nice money. $1,000 a month. The company said if you go ahead and refer 30 customers, and you don't have to do this by yourself. This is total between you, the people you bring on, us that bring you on. This is all total. This is collective, right? 30 people in your organization, they're going to give you $250 every Friday, $1,000 a month, right? Now, a lot of people say $1,000, that's really not that much money. But guess what? I read the statistics that most households are $1,000 away from divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Right? $1,000 is a lot of money. $1,000 is a lot of money. Most people are $1,000 away, $600 really away from getting evicted.
Mm-hmm.
So an extra $1,000 can drastically change somebody's household, right? So do we got any Platinum 1000s in the room? Okay, come up to the front of the room. Give it up for the Platinum 1000. So we got one Platinum 1000 in the room.
One right now.
Oh, right now. Next up. All right, so basically, your name, your background, and why you got started on Imarkets Live, and what you like most about it.
So my name is Patricia Grant. I'm 30 years old. I live here in the Philadelphia market. My background, I am in real estate. I'm a licensed cosmetologist as well. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a mom. My son is 11 years old. How I got started is funny. I met Eric. I was a Lyft driver, and I met Eric. I had to pick him up, take him from North Philly all the way down to Center City. And in between that, he was telling me, I make money from my cell phone. I've been able to travel to so many different countries. And I'm like, oh, sounds interesting. Okay. He was talking about stocks, and I'm like, I already looked that up. I don't got enough money. So it was going in one ear and out the other. And I wasn't really perceptive to everything he was saying, but I took the information anyway. And I looked it up, and it was like 2 days later, I was in, and I've been in ever since for 3 years now. I've been trading. And the best thing that I would say that I like the most about IML is definitely the education and the tool that I'm able to use, because I can use that even if I didn't know what I was doing. I can still use the tools to make the money. Right. And aside from the tools, the education, nobody can ever take that away from me. And now I'm teaching my 11-year-old son how to trade. So that's generational wealth that I'm bringing down, from generation to generation. He doesn't have to work a job at the age of 16 or whatever if he doesn't want to. He's gonna be able to trade and start a business, use that time and that money to put into a business, and that's what I want for him. So it was not just for me to get, secure, but for my family as well.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I met her, she was a Lyft driver, and now she don't do Lyft anymore. But she just really right. She was I'm not turning the screen on. All right, yeah. So who was I about to say? I almost lost it. Look, so she was just basically like, I'm an introvert. I'm not into talking to people. Like, she was really quiet. So for her to hit the rank of Platinum 1000, that's big. That's big. So that means that like here is a little easier when it comes to building because you can show results. You know, usually it's hard to show results. Like when you don't have results, it's hard for people to believe in you. But here, when you can make $7,000, you're just a customer, and people are like, oh, okay, I'll join you. You know, it's a little different to bring people on. So that's how she was able to hit like the 1,000 being an intro. So guys, the next rank, say next level again. Next level. So the next rank is Platinum 2000. This is where you really, let's say money. Money, right?
Money.
This is where you really in the money, guys, because you're making $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month is big. That's what some people making at their job yearly. That's what some people bringing in. Some people don't even bring it in, right? But 2,000, you can kind of have like a full-time job with this. And a lot of people are really winning in this company at this level, right? I've never seen so many people hit a level where they can just walk away from your 9-to-5 job. But 75 people in your organization, 500 every Friday. The company said, look, that's what we're gonna pay y'all, $2,000 a month. So do we got any Platinum 2000s in the room? Okay, we got 2 Platinum 2000s in the room. Let's go, give it up for Platinum 2000. Came straight from New York. We got New York in the house. We got New York. That's good. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, man. Y'all getting money. Y'all getting money, right? Yeah. Let's talk to the people.
Jeffrey Gonzalez. I'm 24 years old. Came all the way from New York. Show love. Eric is here. I actually met a couple of people from the back. Actually here, who said, "Come out here. You know, you're big leaders in New York." Actually, Rob, I had my cousin. He got a conversation with 200 people. But I hit the next rank, which is 5,000. Actually, I got like over 100 people as well. I don't know because it's just a network. I actually started doing real estate because I met somebody through Rob that he met. I met with Vegas convention. Then he actually put me on with him, and now I actually got a house. It's about to flip when a month or two in Detroit. So I mean, it's just this family. Everybody got the same mindset. We just want to win together.
Nice. Awesome. Let's go.
Probably went over your heads. Y'all know how much you make off a flip? Make some money. So, my name is Roberto Vasquez. My IG is the maker of Taste. 22 years old. We actually drove up here, from New York City right now to show love to, the great leaders in the room. And like he said, I'm close to Platinum 5,000. I already have impacted over 200 people worldwide. But, the message I want to share to you guys, not even about me. Who here works a 9 to 5? I don't work a 9 to 5. You don't have. I have 18 months without working. How would you make $7,000 in 4 days in the job? Who's paying that? There's literally no way.
Right.
And it's 100% fact. We're all in the tri-state area. Unless you're not selling drugs or scamming, you're not making $7,000. Even they're not making that. So think about this. You're getting access to a platform and education that's giving you results that are not possible any other way. Like you can do whatever you want. You can work 100 hours a week, 3 jobs, 4 jobs. You're not making them.
Nope.
They're telling you here, guys, help more families get to where you at, and look at the money you're gonna make. Literally, I'm gonna be making $1,250 a week residually to help people also make $1,250 a week residually, $7,000 trading, flip houses and real estate. So not only is this power for you, it's power for anyone you share this with. And that's why I chose to share this with everybody. Unlike Eric, me and Jeffrey I never knew what network marketing was, never was a part of the industry. I don't come from a background, of entrepreneurs. But once I saw this, and on the crypto market, I was able to make, multiple 5 figures. And I said, if I can do this, you can do this. I dropped out of college twice. So if I come from the hood, I'm a Dominican immigrant. If I could do it, anybody can do it. So I said, why not show everybody how to do it? Because like J. Cole said, what's good at first class, my people can't sit. Think about that. Once you think about this company, think about that. You're literally getting paid to impact generations on generations. Imagine how good you'll feel to put food on somebody's plate. Like, you don't gotta work no more. That's it. You don't gotta be at that job. You don't gotta do that stress that you got. Literally, you could get on Eric's bomb squad call, sitting down, looking at Netflix, take a trade. Oh, I'm up 5,000. That's it. Go live your life. You can trade on the plane. You can trade in
I'm up
multiple
5,000.
countries because I know he has done it. I've done it. I was in Mexico, literally like, let me take these trades real quick. And then I really thought about it. I'm in Mexico trading on my phone. With no 9 to 5, you ain't traveling to Mexico. You can't even afford to go. You can't even be there. Literally, this, I took in 4 trips this month. I actually got my people on a private jet to Philly. I was here 2 weeks ago. So this literally, guys, can change your life and will change your life. But you gotta apply yourself. Because no matter how, much you gotta learn, you gotta be on the platform, learn from Eric, where else were you gonna make this type of money? And where else will you be able to impact these many people? So thank you guys, blessed for you guys.
Them boys, them New York boys, they be making some noise, right? Good. Guys, so the next level, guys, is Platinum 5,000. We actually got Platinum 5,000 in the room, but I'm gonna bring them up in a little bit. And actually the creator of one of our apps that a lot of people make money from, right? And then we got Chairman 10 as well. So as y'all can see, like 5,000, you get 5,000 a month. Chairman 10, you get 10,000 a month. Chairman 25, you get 25,000 a month. 50, 100, 250, 500, which you get 500,000 a month. That's $500,000 a month. And that's where my boy Jason at, the one that was working in Jersey as a bartender delivering pizza and sushi. And I went to his mansion in Miami. So it's like having somebody that close to me, and I was able to see that kind of made me, that's why I kind of quit my job, because I knew somebody that was close to me that had physical evidence, and I knew that if he could get it done, I could get it done, right? So, guys, the next person that I'm about to bring up is actually somebody that, he's like a brother to me. He's actually the creator of the Gold Cup app, which a lot of people are making money from. Yeah, which a lot of people are making money from. This app is helping a lot of people make a lot of money in the company, over 85,000 plus customers. Also, it's our highest rated app in the company as well. This dude is also a Platinum 5,000. He just loves helping people. He travel all over. He's on a tour right now. Philly is his last stop. So I just want everybody to get up and just give him a hand clap. I want to bring Eduardo to the front of the room.
What's up, everyone? Appreciate everybody being here. My name is Lisano Tavares. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I currently live in Atlanta, and yes, this is my last stop on the tour. I've been on tour for the last 2 months, and it's been amazing. We get to meet great people in all these cities. The one thing I want to say about the Platinum 5,000 and just in general the residual income. I am the creator of Gold Cup, and residual income is great because let me ask everybody here: does everybody pay a cable bill? Phone bill? So how do these phone companies make their money? From you paying the bill every month, right? So I was able to make so much money trading and help others that the company came to me and said, listen, we're going to give you an app and we're going to make it. We're just going to use your strategy and we're going to split the residual income. So that's been amazing. But the residual income that I want to talk to you about real quick is you helping others. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest. One thing we all have is residual bills. I might not know none of you guys in here, but we all have one thing in common. We have residual bills. Bills that come in every month whether you like it or not. So just being a Platinum 5,000 in this company, it's extra $1,250, anywhere from $500 to $5,500 a month. But think about it. That's only one source of income in this company. What Eric's been going over for the last hour has been the trading, right? The education on trading. So imagine this. If you make, let's say $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month extra trading, on top of that with some residual income, how much better your life will be? It's funny because anybody has Facebook here? So as I'm coming here in the Uber, I go to Facebook, and you know how you get Facebook memories, right? It gave me a Facebook memories of 4 years ago. I had posted, never give up, believe in your dreams, right? even others don't believe in you. It's funny because 4 years ago, I was basically sleeping on people's couches, right? I was sleeping on people's couches, and you know, it was Memorial Day weekend, I remember, and you know, the worst part is not to have any money on a nice weekend when everybody's out and about, right? That's like the worst thing, when you have to be stuck in the house because you have no money, and it's a nice weekend, either 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day weekend, whatever it is, and that's like the worst feeling, like when it's nice, everybody's outside, but you can't be outside because you don't got 2 pennies to rub together, right? And that was me 4 years ago, and I still posted that because I believed in my dreams. I believed that if I can achieve something, my life will change around. And lo and behold, somebody introduced me to this company in 2016, and from 2016 to 2019, my life has totally changed. You know, I've been traveling the last year of my life. I've been making money trading. I have the app. I make money residually, but I've been able to impact other people's lives. But the dream is real, guys. I don't know anybody in here that might be going through a situation, but understand that I'm no different. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in the roughest part of Brooklyn, which is East New York, Brooklyn. And where I come from, this is not possible. People don't dream big. But I always had an aspiration to do something else, because I did have a 9 to 5. And one day I went to the 9 to 5, and I lost my job. So I started the entrepreneurship, and again, I want to thank the person who introduced me to this. He's not here, but if it wasn't for him, I would not be in this position right now. You know, when he says he made, how much you made?
$7,000.
And how long?
4 days.
Just trading?
Yeah.
Did you talk to a soul?
No.
No. That's the powerful stuff. This is a skill set, people. Some of you guys here are guests, maybe seeing this for the first time. You might have the I'm too cool aspect. I'm too cool for this. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. Nobody is. I wasn't. And you guys are probably in a better situation than me when I saw it. So understand that if he made $7,000 in the market, I don't even want to tell you what I made in the market. Because it'll hurt your feelings broken out. Seriously, look. Because I'm making a day what you make in a week, I'm making a week what you make in a month, I'm making a month what you make in a year. Just trade. No residual, just trading. And it's a skill set that you can have for the rest of your life. Once you learn it, nobody can take it away from you. Unless they cut your fingers off, then you can't do it.
He's taking me back.
Once you have that skill set, though, once you have that skill set and obtain the skill set, you are free. You are your own boss. You are your own company, your own movement. Because think about it this: if you are a mechanic and you know how to change a tire, fix the oil, can you do that anywhere you live?
Yes.
Right? It's the same thing, right? Just because you live in Dubai don't mean the tires are different. How you change the tires or change the oil in the United States, right? Or Africa or South America, right? When you learn how to trade, you can be anywhere in the world, you can live anywhere in the world, and you can do whatever you want anywhere in the world. You just need, again, your eyes and these fingers. And once you learn the skill set, that's it. You know, the best thing I say about this, I have 2 daughters. Anybody got kids? So, you know, my daughters live in New York City. So sometimes, you know, I'll be in Atlanta, and I'm not on tour, and I'll just get up that morning, and I look for the next flight. Just to get up, just to take the next flight, right? I'll get up, and you know what I'm not doing that today? Let me look at these flights. I'll take the next flight to get to New York to pick up my daughters from school. Take them to eat pizza, and then get on the flight, come right back to Atlanta. That's what trading does for me. It's freedom, guys. It's freedom. I'm not here to show off. I'm not here to, no, because I was just such in a bad situation for so many years. I mean, I probably slept on one of y'all couches. Y'all don't even know it. I probably got out the house before you woke up. You probably heard something in the middle of the night. Was that a window? That was me crawling in, getting on your couch, and then when you wake up, I hear this I was be getting out. So I know it's possible if it happened to me. I'm all smiles nowadays, guys. I can't even be mad about life. You know, I come to these beautiful cities. I stay at the best of the best hotels. I stay at the Westin, downtown Philly. It's like $430 a night. It's not no money to me anymore. But just think about it, 4 years ago when I made that post on Facebook, I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. And that's the power of Forex. That's the power of this skill set. And once you learn it, you can share it with all beautiful people like the people who are here today, and you can keep on sharing it with others. And this, again, is just a blessing, and it's just extra income. Who wouldn't want extra income?
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't want time for you? Because I always say, don't chase the money. Chase the freedom. Because once you get the freedom, the money was right behind it anyway. Because you can't have freedom without what? Money. So don't chase the money. Chase the freedom. And once you obtain the freedom, that means that you obtain the money with it. So that's why I want to say thank you guys. I'll be back in for the training on Go Cup. Thank you. Eric.
So guys, give it up for the talk. Okay. All right. So look, this is basically the end of the presentation, guys, and I just want to say it's 3 types of people, right? It's 3 types of people. We all need to identify which person you are, right? It's the first person that say, hey, look, I just want to be like Anthony. I just want to learn how to trade. You know, I just want to, make money. I don't want to talk to anybody, right? That's fine. You can do that here. Then we got the second person that actually want to talk to people. They want to go refer people, right? Because just like Airbnb, just like, Lyft, Uber, whatever the case may be, you refer somebody, Cash App, you get commission, you get paid, right? And that's all our company is doing. We word of mouth advertising. There's people like that too that just say, look, I want to trade and I want to build and talk to people and spread the words, share the wealth. And then we got the third person that just like, I'm not interested. I don't want nothing to do with this. I don't want to make 7,000 in 4 days, right? I just want to go home and I just want to maybe have a drink and some barbecue, right? If you that person, that's fine. We still love you. And for the 1 and 2s, y'all can stay. Y'all can get your questions answered. And welcome to the team. Thanks for coming, everybody.
So my colors are blue and red for the Giants, right? So the red candle means that it's going down, the blue candle means going up, right? So, and this strategy is so simple. There's only 4 steps to the strategy. What you're looking for is a pattern in the market. You're looking for 1 up candle, which is this blue one, and then you're looking for 1 down candle right after. So 1 up candle, and then 1 down candle right after.
Okay.
Up candle, and then a down candle, because I know there's a lot of people that are new here, so I'm going to talk to you like that. You're looking for an up candle followed by a down candle. Now, the first 3 candles is the entire strategy. Okay? The first 3 candles are the entire strategy. So now, once you establish the first 2 candles, the candle that goes up and the candle that goes down. Now you want them to have some meat on the candle. What do I mean by that? Like, if you ever order ribs, you just don't want the bones, right? You want meat, the ribs, right? So these candles, you see how it has some meat? See the width of the candle? It has some meat, right? You don't want a candle like this. You don't want the first candles to be like this. Looking like, let me see, something like this, something like this, something like that. Definitely nothing like this. You want them to have some meat, some thickness on the candle. So you're looking for the up candle followed by the down candle. That's the first step. Now the second step, the third candle. Remember I said the strategy is in the first 3 candles. You're looking for these first 3 candles a certain pattern. So now, this is perfect. Up candle, down candle, and then this candle is a down candle, right? We agree? Red's down, right? So what you need is you need the third candle, if it's gonna be the color red, to be lower than the second red candle. Can you follow that? Remember, the strategy is the first 3 candles. So once you establish the up candle and the down candle, the third candle is the most important from the whole strategy because that candle is the one that lets you know, okay, this is a teacup. So if the candle's red, like it is here, you want that red candle, the third one, to be lower than the second red candle. Is this one lower?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Is this one lower right here?
Yes.
Right? This one is a blue one now. This is
The
where,
third one has to be lower than the second.
yeah, so now, if it's a blue candle, if the third candle is a blue candle, right? 99% of the time, the third candle is gonna be red. But the 1% of the third candle is blue. Remember how I said I need the third red candle to be lower than the second red candle, right? I need the third blue candle to be lower than the first blue candle. So you see how this one is down here, and this one is up here? This is where it closed. So this one closed down here, this one closed up here. Isn't it lower? This one closed down here, this one closed up here. So that's lower. Y'all understand that? Some of y'all probably a little bit. I'm just waiting here. So, where the candle closes right here, you see this line right here? That's where at that time the candle closed, right? That blue candle closed all the way up there. You see how this blue candle closed all the way where? Down here. So didn't it close lower than where it closed right here?
Yep.
So cool. That candle is good for the strategy. So anytime you see a blue candle, that the third candle is a blue candle, you just need that third blue candle to close below the first blue candle. And if the third candle is red, like it is here, you want the third red candle to be lower than the second red candle. Can y'all understand that? It's not that hard, right? Anybody has any questions, ask. We got questions?
So in the first instance, right, so
Right.
it's a buy candle. So it's still going down, the market's still going down?
Yes, because this blue candle, even though a blue candle is a buy, it's lower than the last blue candle.
Gotcha.
So that's letting you know that the market is going down. It's going down because this blue candle is lower than the blue candle right here. Everybody understands that?
Yes.
Does that go the same way with the other pattern, with the blue, red?
Well, it just depends what the third candle is. Like again, 99% of the time, the third candle is going to be a red candle. You get a blue, red, the third candle 99% of the time is going to be red. You see it all over. You can see it all over. Most of the time it's going to be red. It's that one time, the one time that candle is blue, you just got to make sure that blue candle closed lower than the first blue candle. You get it? Because remember, the strategy is a blue candle, which is the up candle, followed by a red candle, which is the down candle. And in the third candle, you're matching up colorways. So if the third candle is red, you need the third red candle to be lower than the second red candle. And if the third candle in my charts is blue, I need the third blue candle to be lower than the first blue candle here.
That's confirmation now.
Yeah, it's the confirmation candle. See, third candle confirmation. But like I said, 99% of the time, the third candle is going to be red. It's just that one time out of 100 that it's going to be blue. But you need to know it because then you might miss out, right? So now, this is the start of the pattern. Up candle, down candle. This is an up candle that's lower than the last up candle. You want me to explain like that? This is an up candle that's lower than the last up candle. Remember, there's 3 candles in the whole strategy. The first 3 candles. You're looking at the third candle match up either with the second or first, depending on the color. That's easy. That's what I do. I look for this. Right here. Up candle, down candle, third candle is a down candle, is lower than the second down candle. Okay, I got the strategy right there.
You're gonna go with your first out.
No, that's what I'm gonna do. Now on your charts, for my people who are new, you have tools, right? So you can click on the horizontal, it's called the horizontal line. You just take your mouse, right? You go to the horizontal line. You click on it, and then you're gonna drag that line, right? It's gonna be an option here. And you click on the line, and then you're just gonna drag that line, right? To the first 2 candles. The up candle and the down candle, right? So you're gonna drag that line. That line, you're gonna place it right on top. Do you not know how to drag the line? Like, just in general, in your computer, just drag it, right? If you don't, if you have kids, they'll know how to do it. Kids know how to do it. Like, ask your kid, hey, can you do a favor and drag that line to the top? to the top of these first two candles. So now you're gonna drag that line and you're gonna place it right here. Remember the first three candles, 1, 2, 3. You're gonna place that line on top of the first two candles right here. Boom. Boom. Drop it on that line, right? Now, anytime you place a line like this on your chart, it's always attached to a number. Like anytime you can place the line anywhere on the chart, it's attached to a number. Now that number is going to be your order number. You know how you sometimes you go to a fast food or a place you order, like, oh, you're number 50, you're number 40. You gotta wait for them to scream out your order to pick up the food, right? Once you place this line here on top of the first of the up and down candle, right? That gives you an order number. The order number here was 0.67984. That was the order number, right? So you go to the restaurant, or you order some food, they give you the number. This is your number, 0.67984. So when you come pick up the order, say this number, 0.67984. That is your order number. Now, mind you, you saw this like this, 1, 2, 3. You put the line in right on top of these first two candles, and then that's attached to a number, and that's your order number. Now, for the people who are new here, that never seen a chart, sell limit price. What's a sell limit price? Basically, is a pending order. Like I said, you know how you pull a restaurant and you put in an order and it's pending until what? Either they bring it to you and it's in your hands, or you pick it up and it's in your hands, right? So what you're doing is, once you see this first three sequences, first three kind of like this in the sequence, 1, 2, 3, and you place the line on top and you put your order in, now you're just waiting for the market to do what? Come back around to pick up the order. See what I'm saying? So, for example, if I use this one right here, 1, 2, 3, and then I go place my line down here, it gives me a number that is attached to that line. Now I gotta wait for the market to do this. Come back around. Boom. Up to that line, which is my order. So all you do here, you're waiting for the market. It does what it does. Then it finally comes up, touches your order, which is that line, and then what did it do? Now once it touches that line, it automatically puts you in the trade. Once it comes back around and touches that black line, which is your order number, now you're in the trade. I can't tell you when it's going to come back around, but when it comes back around and it touches that line, now you're in the trade for the trade to go down. Because sell means down, buy means up, right? So once it triggers your order, now you're in the market. And now you're waiting for this trade to just do what it does. Now you have different pivot points in the market where you can get out. So I'm going to make it easy for some of you people that never seen it before. Let's say my order number was 50. Go with the number 50, right? So I say, okay, when the markets get to number 50, put me in the market for it to go down to the number 20, because I'm selling it, right? So 50 to the number 20 that means it's going down, right? So now if I say, listen, put me in the market at the number 50. I want to be in the market when the market comes back around to the number 50. And once it touches the number 50, I'm going to take it to the number 20 for it to go down to the number 20. And once it goes down to the number 20, get me out the market in profit. So let's say I had this. I had $1 per point. Not even quarter pick, because some people here do. So from 50 to 20 is how many points is that? 30, right? So if I had $1 a point, how much did I make? $30. So now you can put how much you want to make on each point. That's on your discretion. I don't know what you want to put. It's up to you. You can want to make $1, you want to make $2, you want to make $10 a point, $20, 50 cents. It's whatever you put. Now, I also put in the market, listen, if the market gets to 80, right, if it puts me in the order at 50, but it jumps all the way up to 80, take me out the market and I'll take that loss. I'll cut my losses at the number 80. Y'all understand that? So you're gonna get into the market, right? You're gonna put how much you wanna make and how much you wanna lose, just in case you do lose. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, we all lose, right? We all lose. I have days that I lose. I have more days that I win than I lose. But I have days that just on Monday I lost 5,000. So I have days that I lose. So, but I cut my loss like, listen, if the market comes to this number, take me out. That's it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I take my losses, I come back another day. But I also put, if the market gets to this number, take me out in the wins. Because the thing is, what happens is, this is like the casino, right? People, it's just like the casino, right? But you can't treat it like the casino. You go into the casino with a certain amount of number you want to win, right? You go there with $200, listen, I'm gonna take these $200, if I lose it, cool, as long as I had a good time. But now if I win 400, I'm gonna get off the table, whatever it is I'm playing. So you have to have the same thing going into the market. This is the number that I could afford to lose, that I wanna lose on this trade, and this is what I wanna win on this trade. Once you have that, then it's rare for you to blow your account. Blow your account means is that whatever you have in your account, you don't have it anymore, you lost it all, right? Because if you set boundaries for wins and losses, it's gonna be hard for you to lose all your money in the account, right? So you wanna be disciplined. You wanna be able to set wins and what you wanna do. Like, what I do daily is like, on each trade that I take, right? Each trade that I take, if it hits the point of median profit, it's usually anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a trade. And if I lose, I'll lose 1,000. Understand that? So I set my trades, like if it doesn't go my way, I'll lose 1,000. But if it goes my way, I'm winning anywhere from 15 to 2,000 on that one trade. Because you could take 3 or 4 trades, you could take 100 trades in a season. You don't want to do that. You want to take a couple a day, right? And that's it. So I have it set for each trade. This is what I'm gonna win. This is what I'm gonna lose. And that's how you should set it, right? So does everybody understand how to look for the strategy? The first candle is the up candle followed by the down candle. Then the third candle, which is the confirmation candle, if it's a blue candle, which is a up candle, where you need that to be lower than what?
The first one.
First one.
Okay.
First one. Match the colors. That's the first 3 candles. Right here, first 3 candles. 1, 2, 3. So if the third candle is red, I need that third red candle to be what? Lower than what?
First red.
That's first red candle.
What are you comparing?
Yeah. All we do is match your colors in the first 3 candles. The first 2 candles, all you do is match the third candle with the first 2 candles. That's what you're doing. You're matching the third candle, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This one right here. 1, 2, 3. This is red, so I need that to be what? Lower than the what? That's it. But being that I started the pattern right here, this just completed the pattern. You see that? Boom, and then it went down. And we all would have made money. So that's all I do. Keep it simple, right? Now I'm gonna show you some examples of how this works. All right, so we have here a blue candle followed by a red candle, and this third candle was red, right? So I need that third red candle to be what? Then the what? Okay, cool. So now I come, take my line, put it on top of the what 2 candles? The first 2 candles, that's attached to what? Order number, I placed my order, and then when the market came around, boom, you see it hit the line, what did it do? How many points it went down? How many we needed though? So did we make money? All right, so now, for the people who don't know, it's time frames when it comes to each candle. This is, you see 60 right here? That's 60, right? Y'all see that? That's a 1 hour candle. So each candle is formed every hour. Y'all get that?
Yes.
When you see 60, that means each candle that was formed was in the hour time frame, right? It's cool. So now, anytime we catch a teacup on the 1 hour, we're looking for 20 to 25 points. I'm not even gonna say this. 20 to 25 points. But how many this one actually went down when it came back around and triggered the order? 61 points. But we only needed 20 to 25. So we would have made money, right? It would have hit our profit point, right? To get out the trade and we made money. So now, what you do is, once it hits your first point of profit, you want to go back in again and place another order for that same exact price that you did the first time. So now what happens when the market came back around? Boom. It came all the way down here, went back up, triggered your order again. How many points it went down? How many we needed? 20 to 25. So did we make money? All right, cool. Now, that's the 1 hour time frame. I'm gonna show you the 4 hour time frame. The higher the time frame, the more it goes in that direction. Now these candles are formed every 4 hours. If you don't know the 4 hours, I'm gonna tell you the hours in the East Coast time. 9 p.m., 1 a.m., 5 a.m., 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m., 9 p.m., 1 a.m. So you 5, 1, and 9 are the numbers you need to know if you live on the East Coast. Those are every 4 hours these candles are formed. Every 4 hours. So what time is it right now? 4:19. So at 5 o'clock, if the market was open, a 4 hour candle will close and form. Then at 9 p.m., another 4 hour candle will form and close. Then at 1 a.m., another one. Then at 5 a.m., another one. Then at 9 a.m., then at 1 p.m., same thing. So just know 5, 1, and 9 on the clock. That's when these, if you live on the East Coast, that's when each candle is formed every 4 hours. See that? 240, that's 4 hours. So now, your first teacup here, up candle, down candle, followed by what? A what candle?
Down candle.
What color candle is that? So you need that red candle to be what?
Lower.
Then what?
Previous one.
So if you notice, most of them are what? Red. Remember I told you most of them are gonna be red candles, the third candle? Red candle. 1, 2, red candle. 1, 2, red candle. 99% of the time, it's gonna be a red candle. It's just that one time it might be a blue candle, right? On my screen. So, blue, red, red. Okay. That's a teacup pattern, the first 3. 1, 2, 3. It lines up. Now let me get my line and let me place it on top of the blue and red candle, the first 2 candles. Gives me my number at 146,287. So that's my pending order. I will go place an order. A sell limit is a pending order. So basically, you place your sell limit and then you go live your life. And you wait for the market to come to you and then put you in the trade, right? That's how I trade. I don't like to trade most of the times on the spot. You can trade on the spot. You can buy and sell. As soon as you see the charts, if you want to place a buy and sell, you can do that. But these are pending orders. I trade like this for the simple fact that I always say the more you're on the charts, the more you're going to lose. It's like if you sit down on the blackjack table for the whole day, what you think your outcome is going to be? You lose your money. No matter how much you up, if you consistently stay there, because what happens is when you start looking at these charts all day, you start seeing things that you think you see that you really didn't see. But since your eyes are on this all day long, you think you see stuff, and you start making trades that you don't need to make. Trade here, trade there, trade over here, trade down there. And then all of a sudden, you're down a lot of money, stressed out. Why? Because you're on this all day. I like to set my orders, right? And if they come back around, they do. If they don't, they don't. I ain't lose nothing, right? If I'm not in the market, I ain't lose. So I set my orders. Check throughout the day, see if anyone hit. If none of them triggered, maybe they'll trigger tomorrow. You see, the thing is, you don't have to trade every day, right? You don't have to trade every day. You can trade a couple of times and make your money, and that's it. So now, on the 4 hour time frame, we're looking for anywhere from 40 to 50 points on the target. So now, if I put in my pending order, I'm putting my target to be 40 to 50 points below it that I want to take. If it goes 40 to 50 points below my order number, I'm going to be in profit. And I always put it 30 points above my order number to lose. So always 30 points above your order number, right, is where you're going to put, which is called a stop loss. It stops you from losing more than you need to. It's called a stop loss. 30 points above your entry, your order number. Right? Always, no matter what time frame, always 30 above your order number. So if this was, for example, this is 146.287. So I would have it at 146.587. Because for every 100 is considered 10. So 146.287, I'm going to put my stop loss at 146.587. So if it goes up 30 points, takes me out the trade, I lose what I lose, wait to fight another day. That's it. right? So now, the first time it came back around, it came and triggered your pending order, how many points did it go down? How many we needed? 450, so did we make money? Did it go up anyway to the 30? No, it wasn't even close, right? Now, what happens once you make your money on the first one? What you gonna do?
Go for the
Put
second.
your limit on that one. So,
Once it takes you out the market and winning, then you're gonna go place another order. So imagine like you order Domino's pizza, pepperoni pizza. They bring you the pizza. Cool, you got it. You ate it. Now you're gonna be like, let me get another pepperoni pie pizza again. Bring it again. That's what you're doing. See the example? You understand it now? So once you get your order, you make your money, you're gonna go place another order, that same exact number, 146287. But the first order has to what? Has to execute and take you out in what? In winnings. Once you secure your profit and you made the money with the first order, now you go back place another order. So when it comes back around the second time, look, came back around the second time, triggered your order. How many points did it go down? How many? I can't hear y'all. But how many we needed? 40. So did you make money? Cool. See how that works? So,
I have a question for you.
yeah.
So if you know that it's going down, right, when it hits your first day profit, can you buy and then have it go back up?
No, because I don't know when it's gonna come back up.
Right.
I don't. If I be like, okay, it hit the number I needed the first time, and now I buy it to go back to my order. How about if the market wants to go down another 200 points before it comes back up to my order? See what I'm saying? That's what people end up losing.
Right.
You can't be greedy. That was greedy right there. He would have lost that 7,000 that he won real quick, and he would have had the puppy face. Because again, I tell this to everybody. It's your money, right? So you don't let the market dictate when you trade. You dictate when you trade. The market's not like tapping you. Come on, hurry up, hurry up. You got 10 seconds, put this trade in. No, it's whenever you want to trade and get yourself into the market. So don't force nothing. That's happened to me before. I understand that. Trust me. I have many puppy faces, that's why I tell you. Because I know I got this. You know what? It hit it. Now it's like, I'm gonna put another order, let me get it to go up. Oh yeah, okay. That shit went up like 4 days after. So imagine where it was going. Damn. Before it came all the way back up. So everything that I would have won, I would have lost. Which I did before. So now, when you place the second order, it went down 242 points, we need a 40 to 50. Now the way I trade a day, right? So all I need is this a day to make my target. You have to have a target. Remember I said, you gotta have like a plan. You gotta know, okay, this one I wanna make a day. And once I make this, I'm gone. And this is what I wanna lose in a day. If I lose this, I'm gone. I'll be back the next day, right? So 50 points is what I need a day. 50 points a day gets me 3,500 to 5,000 a day. So once I get 50 points a day, I don't care. I'm gone. I'm not looking at the market until the next day. I don't care what happened. I don't care if I could have got more points and made more money. No, I have a set limit every single day because that teaches me discipline. Some of you guys gamble with this. It's not gambling. You gotta have discipline in the market because not the market will humble you and take all your money. Who's here has taken their money? After having to meet, you right? So I was $8,000. This will humble you real quick if you don't have no discipline. You gotta have patience and discipline. If you don't have patience and discipline, you're never gonna make money. You gotta have some discipline with you so you can make your money. But you have to think about it like this. Let's say today you made $100, right? You made $100 today, trading in the market. You'll be like, oh, that's not a lot of money. But let's say you had $1,000 in the market and you have $1,000 in the bank. I bet you any one of you guys will sign up if the bank tells you, listen, keep that $1,000 here and every day you're gonna make $100. You'll sign up for that so fast, it's not even funny. But yet you'll make the $100 in the market and you won't feel satisfied. You see what I'm saying? You can't be like that. You gotta be happy you made money, see you tomorrow. Don't talk to me tomorrow. I'll open up the computer. Tomorrow. No matter how tempting it is, tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Because when you go to work, you gotta work, come home, see you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. No. 5 more hours, hell no, see you tomorrow. It's the same thing here. tomorrow. Exit nicely.
Right.
Bye. Bye. Right? Glad, man. So you exit the market. That I'm telling you that, yo, so many people can make money if y'all just take your winnings and go. Treat it like a job. Like, all right, this is what I made for today. Come back tomorrow, make the same day tomorrow. Then the next day, that's it. Don't listen. I know we all trying to get to $1 million real quick. I get it. I've been there. Be like, yo, listen. I'm trying to go for like $5,000 today. You end up losing $5,000 because you all messed up mentality. Your mental game is all messed up because you're trying to do something you should just let it happen. If you make $5,000 on the day, it's because it just happened. Not because you're going for it.
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. Right. So when I started, I wanted to make $50 a day. Make $50 a day, right? Once I started getting the hang of it, and I started actually being in profit every day, I was like, just want to make $50 a day. And that 50 went to 100. All right, cool, I'm at 100. Let me try to get to 150 to 200. Then I got to 200. Right? And then from 200, you're like, okay, I'm steady at 200 a day. Now let me try to see if I can go to 300 a day. And it might take you time. It might not. You might have to be right away. But at the end of the day, it's like, you gotta think right. You're compounding your own money anyway. That's your money you compounding. So why you rushing? Because if you put 10,000 in the bank, you're only gonna make $1.17 that year. But yet you got that same amount of money in the market, and you get mad and you only made $100, $200. Like, it don't make no sense. Don't let greed kick in, right? So now this is the daily time frame. So every candle is on a daily basis. So these candles are gonna take a while to come back around most of the time, right? So how many points we're looking for?
60 to 75.
60 to 75 to be successful, right? So you got the blue candle, which is the up candle, followed by the down candle. The third candle was what again? What color? Red. So we need that red candle to be what? No, the second red candle. Cool. We put our line, right? Next move. Take our line, place it on top of these first two candles. Gives us a number. When it came back around, boom, right here. See the arrow pointed it? This right here triggered your order. How many went down? How many we needed though? So you made money, right? All right, you made money. Now, what you gonna do after you make money? After it hits your target, what you gonna do? Get out and do what? Place another order. Remember, once this hits your 60 to 75 target point and you secured your money, right? Now you're gonna place another order and wait for it to come back around. So right here, it went to the lowest point, which was 515 points. Now it started going back up. Look, boom, started going back up. Then it came back to your second order. How many points it went down the second order? How many needed? See how you make money like that? So being patient will get you paid. Being patient will get you paid, that's all. Wait for the market to come back to you. Like, put the order in, go take the kids to school, go to work. If you don't work, do what I've been doing now, going to the gym, right? Trust me, I've been on tour for 8 months. This is the first time I wore a white shirt. So you know I've been losing weight. I'm not wearing a white shirt. Trust me. So I've been losing weight, right? I finally, I went to H&M this morning. I said, let me try on this white shirt. I think I'm all right now. And it was a medium. I was like, yeah. I was an extra large, not a medium, right? So I go to the gym and live my life. Because I don't want to be attached to this. You see, I like to trade. I don't love this stuff. I really don't. People think, oh, you must love. No. I try to spend as much time possible away from this stuff. It's not really my passion. It might be yours, it's not mine. I do this because I make money in it. It's just like when you go to work. It's a means to end. You go to work, why? You gotta pay bills. Some of y'all might love your job, some of y'all might not. But you're gonna go because it's a means to end. This is the means to end. I don't love to do this stuff. Trading stuff I love helping people. I don't love to trade. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. It's not really my passion. It's just something I make some money with. So I do it. But I try not to be on this all day. Like there's people that be on this all day, they're crazy. Absolutely out their mouth. I don't care how much you love somebody. You can't be on this all day. You had it. The Mercy is passing here, Philly. What is it here? 65? So 64 is Philly. So my whole average throughout my whole high school was 65.2. That lets you know that I barely passed every class. I did enough just to pass, and I did enough not to fail, right? So when I came into Forex, I was like, yo, I'm never picking this up. I was losing money. I was like, I can't pick this stuff up. I keep losing. It's too hard for me. But what happened was, me losing my money, I started going back to all my trades that I lost. And I started seeing like a pattern. And I was like, man, every time I would get in the market for a buy, the market would go towards a sell. I mean, man, every trade that I put in, there's only two things you can do in the market. Either buy, which the market's gonna go up, or sell, which the market's gonna go down. So there's only 2 buttons you can press, buy or sell, right? I was always on the buy. And then every time I press buy, it will do what? Sell. I'm banging my head against the wall, right? Because I was losing my aunt's money because my aunt was lending me the money. That's the worst feeling. You ever borrowed money from somebody? Never borrowed money from a Spanish aunt. Just might as well just forget about it. Because every family event, you're over there getting your food, she'll be right back to you. She have the notebook with the amount that you owe her. Like, yeah, get off of me. I know, I'm the one who borrowed it. I know what I owe you, right? So she will always like, yo, what's going on? I thought you was good at this Forex thing. I was like, yeah, I thought so too. I don't know. So she lent me like $8,000, no lie. She lent me like $8,000. So I lost all of it.
Wow.
I lost all of it. And then she gave me like $1,000. She loves me. I'm assuming she does. She She's like, this is my last. This is my last. I don't have no more money after this. Here's this $1,000. She gave it to me, and then that's when I started realizing that every time I would buy, I was going over all my trades. I was looking like every time I would buy, it was selling. So like I said, I noticed a pattern, and the pattern was like a cup. It's hard to see it with this here, but it's like a cup. You'll see it later. And I'm like, man, every time it comes back and makes this cup, I had it to go up, and it always went down. So I said, let me try this. Now in Forex, for everybody who's new, you can open up a demo account, which is you can trade with fake money until you learn. That's what I love about Forex. And you can learn with fake money. It's still the market, real time, as the market is moving live. But the only thing is, you're not trading your money, you're trading fake money, but you can still learn. So I did it for like a week, and I took 22 trades that week with the strategy that I just found out, and I ended up winning 21 out of 22. So I said, you know what, now it's time to put that $1,000 back in again. I was nervous though, because that's it. That was her last, that was my last. Because her last was my last. Plus, you don't want to go to family parties and owe somebody money in the family party. That's like the worst feeling, I'm telling you. You cannot owe nobody money and see them at family functions. It's like, you don't want to go.
Everybody knows.
Yeah. Spanish people talk. So everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that you owe Thea $8,000? Hey, you should serve her plate. So that last $1,000 that she gave me, once I learned this strategy that I came up with, man, I've never looked back. Since that time that I put that $1,000, I've never ever looked back. And yes, I did pay for you nosy people. I did pay $1,000. I was the first person I paid, right? But fast forward now, I've been able, because of the strategy, just trading Forex, and that's what I was trying to tell you guys before. Yeah, I make a little residual income, but really, most of my income comes from trading, right? Trading. So I was able to not only retire my aunt, she lives in Orlando, so I got her a nice house, a brand new car. I also retired my mother and my father. I just finished building a house for my father in the Dominican Republic. So because of this right here, just trading Forex, I've been able to do that for my aunt and my parents. And I've been able to get to travel the world, help other people make money, because it's not even about me making money, it's about helping others make money. The best feeling in the world is helping others. I never understood that until I got into something like this. How good you feel. You always feel good when you got money, when you make money, right? Then you feel good, right? But if you help somebody else make money, it's a way better feeling. Trust me, I tell you, I always thought it was about me, until I started helping people and I understood, wow, you get such a high off of somebody telling you, listen, because of you, I was able to pay my mortgage, or I was able to leave my job, or I was able to do this and do that, help my parents out. So I do it for that. I don't do it for the money anymore, because obviously I make enough. You know, there's nobody recording here, right? Please don't record this while I say this all the time. So you don't have to love this stuff to make money. I think that's the misconception. You gotta love the trade. Oh my God, I love it. It's the best thing ever. Let me hug it. So you don't have to do that. No, get good at it, make some money, and that's it. That's me. Not everybody gotta be like that, right? So this is daily, 515 pips the first teacup, the second one, 439, you made your money. And this is all I've been doing for the last 3 years. That's it. I made it simple. Because if you really want to dive into learning Forex, there's a lot to learn. It's a lot of things. People are going to hit you with a lot of different wording that you're going to be like, wow. I couldn't understand that stuff. Again, I just barely passed high school. So I needed to come up with something for myself. And I really, you know what I realized in life? I realized this early though. You know how they say 97% of the world works for 3% of the world, right? So that means 3% of the world is really, really smart. The other 97% is average people. They're not smart, but they're average people. There's more average traders than smart traders. This is for the average people, like myself. 97%, right? The 3% are the people like Christopher Terry that he went over that owns the company and his wife that are extreme. Like you sit down with them and you won't know what they're talking about, but you just know they're talking about, they know a lot. Right? You won't know, but you just know they know what they're talking about, even though I don't know what they're talking about, but they know what they're talking about because they must know a lot. That's not me. Me, I keep it simple. Simple, that's it. 3 candles, 1, 2, 3, put my line, boom, put my order, boom, wait. That's it, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to learn harder right now. I have something else to teach you guys that's much simpler, right? This is much easier. This is much easier. This right here, you're going to laugh. This is how easy this is. So I trade the teacup and I trade this other strategy that I came up with. These are 2 lines on the screen. You see these 2 lines, right? 2 lines, right? Easiest thing ever, guys. I have more people making money off of this than anything else. There's more people making money off of this strategy than I think any other strategy in the world, any other strategy I know, because it's just it's simple, basically, right? It's common sense. Everybody has common sense? All right, cool. So now the black line, right? So for the people who are new, you can put indicators on your charts, right? So these lines are what you call indicators. So I'll go and look for the indicators tool, and I look for moving average. They'll say moving average. I'll click on that, and then once you click on that, it gives you these lines on your chart. So what I do is I put 1 at number 4 and 1 at number 50. 50 is a simple one. They have options: simple, exponential, crossing. The 4 line that I put, the 4 moving average, is going to be a simple. So write 4 simple moving average. You're going to go to your tools, you're going to click on moving average, and once you click on moving average, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you a box, and you put the number 4, and you go scroll down to simple. So 4 is simple. That's the black one on my screen. 4 is simple. Then, once you put that one, you're going to go back, click on moving average again, and then it gives you the box, you put the number 50, and then the 50 is exponential. Write this down. 50 is exponential. 4 is simple, 50 is exponential. And for the people who are new, if you want to take out an account, go to hugosway.com. That's a good broker. Hugo's Way. HUGOSWAY. Google it. Hugo's Way. And open up a demo account. That's an account that is with fake money and you can practice, right? So the 4 is simple, the 50 is exponential. Now guys, this is simple stuff. Simple stuff. Anytime the black line on my screen, which is the 4, crosses the orange one on my screen, which is the 50, on the way up, I want to get into the market right away for a buy. Right away for a buy. Remember, you have pending orders, then you have orders that you are right on the spot, right? Instant trade. So once that 4 line crosses the orange line, which is the 4 is the black one, the 50 is the orange. Once it crosses it on the way up, I'm going to get in the market right away for a buy. As soon as they cross. As soon as this one crosses this one, and I see it going up, boom, I'm in it to go up, right? Because that's letting you know that momentum for that moment is starting to go up. That 4 line crosses that 50, go up, right? So, I wanted anywhere from 20 to 30 points. This is the 1 hour chart. I wanted anywhere from 20 to 30 points anytime the 4 crosses the 50 in either direction. This one, they crossed it on the way up. So I wanted 20 to 30 points, and I would have defined, I would have got my target point. How many points did it actually go up? 41. And I needed how many?
20 to 30.
So would I have made money? Yeah. Made money, right? Now this is the 1 hour chart. Remember, 60, that means each candle is the 1 hour. So I needed 20 to 30 points as my target. It went 41, so I made my money, right? Now, obviously, when the 4, which is the black one, crosses the 50 on the way up, we're gonna buy. Right away, just instant buy. Market execution buy. Now, what do you think we're gonna do when the 4 crosses the 50 on the way down? What are we gonna do? So, it crossed to here. So as soon as this black line crosses this orange line, I'm going to sell it. So I'm looking at the chart, right? Or I have alerts letting me know when they're close to crossing, right? And once they cross, either direction, I'm going to either buy or sell depending on the direction they cross. Now this is the 4 hour. This is the 4 hour. How many points did we want? 50. We were looking for 50, right? How many did actually go down? 146. Did you make your money? Make your money, right? This is common sense trading. You don't even have to know about Forex. Put these 2 lines on your charts and just watch them when they cross. When they cross in one direction, go with that direction. When they cross the other way, cross the other way. It's like, if this is, what street is this? President Street? Presidential. This is Presidential, and that's Lincoln right there. I'm on Presidential, and that's Lincoln. If I cross the street from Presidential to Lincoln, what street I'm gonna be on? Lincoln. Lincoln. So, if I cross back, where am I gonna be on? Presidential. Common sense, right? Same thing here. When one crosses the other on the way up, you're gonna what? Buy it. When one crosses the other on the way down, what you gonna do? Sell it. That's it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know this, man. You could be a Z student. Yeah, listen. When one line crosses one way, you buy it. When one line crosses the way down, you sell it. When it crosses up, you buy it. That's it. This is simple. If the T-curve strategy was a little bit confusing, then this right here should be simple. Because once you put these lines and you see them cross, you know if they cross down, whatever color is the black, whatever color is the 4. The 4 is the one that dictates everything. So like the 4 is like the king on the chessboard. The 4 is the black one on my screen. So anytime I see this black one cross this orange one, in any direction, I'm already be in the market. You see how easy that is? Who cannot make money like that? Right? Listen, my 9-year-old daughter is nice with this. She's 9. She'll spot every teacup. She knows every teacup. But she knows this right here even. She's like, Dad, you see the 4 cross? She can hit me up after school. Sometimes, because I don't be on the charts all day, right? So she'll hit me up when she get off of school. Dad, the 4 to 50 is about to cross on this pair. Oh shit, let me see. Oh, right there, do what I do. Because I'm not on the charts all day, right? So with this strategy, what you want to do is, you can place an alert, right? You can place an alert with this app. It's called TradingView. These charts are on TradingView. So what happens is on TradingView, you can set it up where any currency pair, when those 2 cross, you'll get a text. So as soon as they cross, you'll get a text to your phone like, hey, this currency pair, the 4 and the 50 cross right here. So you won't miss it. Because for this, you have to kind of be on the charts all day, but I told you I don't be on the charts. So what I did was, I started doing, which I didn't know was reasons. And you can set an alert, and they'll let you know when they cross on any currency pair. So as soon as they cross, you're gonna get the text from that app, the TradingView, and then you can go to the chart, and see which direction, and then do what you do from there. so you won't miss them. But like I said, the higher the time frame, the more it's gonna go in that direction. So anytime it crosses on a higher time frame, it's gonna go in that direction for a while. Like you want 50 pips, but a lot of times on the 4 hour, when they cross, it goes anywhere from 50 to 250 all the time. Now this is the guideline that I give you, because this is what I use for myself. Don't mean you gotta use it. You can take the 100 or 146 if that's what you're looking for. This is I just give you a guideline, right? Because people always ask me, so when do you get out? Or when should you? So I give you a guideline to go by. Now, if this was a daily chart, anytime they cross on the daily chart, which is a 4 hour chart, it's gonna go minimum 100. Minimum 100. So if I catch one on the daily, I already know I'm gonna make 100 points out of it. So I load up. That's when I go heavy. Because I know, you know what? If I got $100 a point, and it goes 100 points, how much is that? 10,000. So I know once I see like the 4 hour or the daily, I like to use these two, the 4 hour candlestick and the daily for this crossing. Because usually on the 1 hour, it can cross, but it can flip you out and come back around. It might go up 10, 15, and then come back the other direction. But on the 4 hour and on the daily, the higher the time frame, the more it's going to go in that direction. Obviously, these candles are formed longer. It takes longer to form these candles, so that means it's going to go in that direction longer, right? So I usually use the 4 hour, the daily. Again, anytime the 4 hour minimum, I'm gonna get 50. Sometimes, a lot of times, I get 75 to 100, and on the 100, honestly, I usually get like 250 to 300 every time on the 100. So this, even if you don't know nothing about Forex, you can kind of just use this right here. This will make you a lot of money. You don't have to be a genius. Again, I ain't up here telling you that I know it all. I don't know very much. I know what I know. And I make a lot of money. That's what counts. You don't want to be the person that knows it all and never makes any money. There's a lot of people that trade Forex, they know everything. They could break. You know, you ever have that person in your job or something that knows everything about the job? Maybe they can do it faster and better than you. But they know everything. They'll sit down with you and tell you everything about the job, but you get the work done better and faster.
Yes.
They just want information. They want to know it all. They want to be the person that knows everything. And Forex is not about that. It's about making money. So it don't matter how much you know, how much you don't know, as long as you're making money, that's what counts. Like the owner of the company, for the people who are not in the company, his name is Christopher Terry. So, like I said, he knows a lot, right? So he'll call me and he'll want to talk about trading. You ever hang on a person fast? He'll be like, no, let's get on let's talk about trading, this, that. You know, because he'd be like, he wants me to get to another level of trading, right? I don't want to get to that level of trading. I don't know why, he wants me to get to the level he's at. And I tell him, I said, listen, I understand that you made hundreds of millions of dollars, but if I go at my pace, I'll make hundreds of millions of dollars. But then if I try something that you teach me, it might mess up everything that I already know and mess up how I trade. So what works for you ain't gonna work for me. What works for me might not work for you. You see what I'm saying? So we always have these like clashes, me and him, because he's like, oh, you gotta learn more, you gotta learn more. I be like, yo, my man, I'm doing all right. Leave me alone, I'm fine. Leave me in my lane.
Leave me alone.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like my lane. Because I'm like this. He's like, but you can make, instead of 70, 50 a month, 30 a month, you can make 3, 4, 500. And I get that. But this is my thing with him. I tell him like this, listen. But if I make 50 a month, I'll get to 500,000 in 10 months and I'm fine. Because I can't even spend that money if I try anyway. So why am I gonna go and try to learn something that you're teaching that you're very like, what was that math class that you had in college? There's regular math and then there's oh my God, calculus. Boy, my senior year in high school was I didn't get to college. My senior year in high school, they gave us like a course in that, what's that shit called again? I was like, I don't know how people even get to college if you gotta go through this. That calculus, and I love math. But that calculus was on some other stuff. That was like, the kid in the front knew it. Like, you know, the kid in the front, yeah. All of us in the back. What's going on? I'm like, yo, we gonna use this? I'm the teacher, yo, we gonna use this right here? It's right, you never know, you never know. You can use it one day. I've never used it yet. Have you ever used calculus yet out there in real life? No, right? So that's Christopher Terry. He's the calculus. And I'm the guy like, nah, I'm fine. I'm like, no. So again, whatever works for you, keep doing it. What I do doesn't mean it's better than what you're doing. It's just what I do is working for me. It might work for you, it might not. But whatever is working for you, keep doing it. Because no strategy is better than any other strategy. It's just one that you might like and it fits you and you actually make money. So this one is just easy, honestly, and I like it because anybody can do it. Anybody can come in today, and you are new, right? You guys do. If you draw these two lines, after today in your chart, you go put your chart up, you draw these two lines, and they cross, you're gonna know what to do already. You'll be like, yeah, that shit just moved up. It's fine. Right? That doesn't take a genius to know that. It doesn't take a genius.